Dr. Sarah Chen's hands were shaking as she read the first line. Security footage shows her jerking back from the document like it burned her, because the words were crawling across the page, spelling out her name in letters that shouldn't have known who she was. 3 months later, whispers echoed from Norwegian caves, speaking names that never existed. Temple murals appeared overnight, showing deities with too many arms and black teeth. A linguistics professor vanished from her locked office, leaving only the sound of typing that doesn't stop. Typing that no longer sounds like a keyboard. The archive isn't missing page 88. We are page 88. Dr. Sarah Chen had spent 15 years as senior curator of the CursedVale Folklore Archive, cataloguing the world's strangest stories, legends that refuse to die, myths that wrote themselves into reality. When we interviewed her, she explained her work with the precision of someone who had spent years making the impossible sound rational. Then Dr. Chen says, "Our collection spans 47 countries, over 12,000 documented cases of anomalous folklore. But this file, case number 88 Redacted, it's unlike anything we've ever encountered." The folder contained 87 pages of what appeared to be an unfinished anthropological study, regional folklore from 6 continents, all documenting the same impossible phenomenon, stories that changed themselves. Dr. Chen continued, 2 days after I found it, the calls started coming in. Oslo, Kerala, Buenos Aires, all reporting the same thing. Their local folklore was incorporating elements from a story they'd never heard before. But page 88, the conclusion, the explanation, the end, that page had been cut clean from the binding with something sharper than any blade. Dr. Chen's voice dropped to a whisper as she told us, "Whatever was on that page, it's bleeding into the world anyway." The first confirmed manifestation occurred 6,000 miles away, in the Gudbrandsdalen Valley of Norway. Local spelunkers reported hearing whispers echoing from the ancient Trollkirke cave system. Bjorn Andersen, a shepherd who had lived in the valley his entire life, described what he heard with the haunted expression of someone who wished he could forget. Bjorn says, "The whispers, they spoke a name I'd never heard but somehow knew. Malfridr, the speaking peace. But no such figure exists in our stories. Our ancestors never spoke of her." Yet, Malfridr appeared on page 23 of Dr. Chen's redacted file, a legendary figure who could silence any voice with her own. Björn told us, "I found markings on the cave wall, fresh cuts in stone that had stood for centuries. The words, I couldn't read them, but I understood, until the mouth opens." Bjorn returned home and slept for 3 days. When his wife finally woke him, she made a discovery that defied explanation. His voice broke as he described it. Perfect spiral, salt. In the center, a word in Old Norse, hunger. I have no memory of making it, no memory of anything after entering the cave. He paused, his hands trembling slightly. Every night since, I wake with salt under my fingernails and the taste of stone in my mouth. While Bjorn battled nightmares in Norway, 6,000 miles away, restoration workers at the Padmanabhaswamy temple in Kerala uncovered something that challenged centuries of religious understanding. Ravi Menon, the restoration supervisor, explained the discovery with the careful precision of someone documenting the impossible. Ravi says, "Hidden beneath the newer paint, we found a deity, unlike any in our pantheon. Too many arms, mouth full of black teeth that seemed to gleam even in dim light." The figure matched perfectly the description on page 34 of Dr. Chen's document, the 1,000-armed hunger, whose mouth speaks in voices not yet born. Father Krishnan, the head priest who had served the temple for 30 years, spoke slowly, confusion evident in every word. Father Krishnan says, "I researched this unknown deity, found a Sanskrit hymn in the archive's database, a prayer to quiet the hungry mouth. I thought I was serving our tradition by reciting it." Security footage captured what happened next in the temple's inner sanctum. Father Krishnan continued, "When I finished the prayer, I tried to leave, but I walked into walls. The same temple I'd served for 30 years. I couldn't navigate it. The other priests found me wandering, confused." He paused for a long moment. "They asked if I was all right. I looked at them. These men I'd known for decades, and I asked who I was supposed to be again. Dr. Maria Esperanza, professor of linguistics at the University of Buenos Aires, became the third documented case when she volunteered to analyze Dr. Chen's file. Dr. Esperanza's enthusiasm was infectious as she shared her initial findings. She told Dr. Chen, "I've identified the recurring phrase, 'until the mouth opens,' in 17 different languages, all claiming ancient origins, all appearing in local folklore within the past month." Dr. Chen responded with cautious optimism. That's remarkable work, Maria. What's your theory on the transmission method?" But within days, Dr. Esperanza's communications became increasingly erratic. Her emails grew stranger by the day. One read, "The translation work is following me home. The phrases appear in my dreams, spoken in voices I don't recognize, voices that claim to be my own." Security cameras show Dr. Esperanza entering her office building at midnight on March 15th. She was never seen leaving. Her final email was sent at 3:17 a.m. from her office computer. 13 words that would haunt Dr. Chen for weeks to come. "It's not a story. It's a door, and I think someone just walked through." The security guard on duty explained the situation to our crew. "We hear typing from inside. Constant, never stops. Day and night, but it doesn't sound like a keyboard anymore." After weeks of investigation, Dr. Chen made a discovery that would reshape her understanding of the entire phenomenon. Dr. Chen's voice showed the strain of weeks without proper sleep as she told us, "I was digitizing the file when I found something in our archive system's metadata, a logo I'd never seen before, a CursedVale emblem, supposedly from 1987. She continued, "But that's impossible. I designed our current logo myself in 2019, Dr. Chen whispered. "The same phrase in 17 languages wrapped around that mouth." Dr. Chen realized then that page 88 had never been missing. It had been redacted, not with ink or correction fluid, but with something far more precise. Her voice became uncertain as she explained. "It was redacted from memory, from perception, from the ability to hold it in conscious awareness." Dr. Chen said, "I think I've read page 88. I think everyone who's worked at this archive has read it. It's been here all along, hiding in plain sight. The forgetting wasn't perfect. It left traces, echoes that bloomed in distant places, like spores carried on psychic winds." Dr. Chen continued, "The cave whispers, the impossible mural, the dream translations, they're all fragments, trying to piece themselves back together." Dr. Chen stared directly into the camera. Her pupils dilated differently and said, "And I think this interview is page 88. I think I'm reading it right now, and by tomorrow, neither of us will remember exactly what I said." That was Dr. Chen's final recorded statement. The next morning, she failed to report for work. The archive isn't missing page 88. According to her theory, we are page 88. If you've listened this far, you've already heard what you shouldn't hear. If you recognize the phrase, "until the mouth opens," the experts warn, don't repeat it. Not aloud, not in your thoughts, not even in the comments below. But if you already have, if the words are sitting on your tongue like a taste you can't swallow, then you might understand what Dr. Chen understood. You might be part of the archive too. Dr. Chen's file remains on her desk, 87 pages of careful documentation, ending abruptly at that torn binding. Sometimes, visitors report, you can see words on that thin strip still caught in the rings. They spell, "until the M." The stories continue to spread, carrying fragments of what we can't remember to places we've never been. And somewhere, in a cave, a temple, an abandoned office, someone new hears the whispers and wonders what they mean. Welcome to the archive.